Christmas is here, everybody. Thanksgiving is this week. Christmas is right around the corner, and Christmas songs are hitting the radios. Lights are going up on houses. Trees are getting decorated. Turkeys are getting devoured, and the smell of delicious pumpkin spice lattes fills the air. Christmas is full of fun traditions, but it's also full of words that have really, really deep meaning. And so over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about words that are thrown around during the holidays and the meaning and the depth that comes with them. Today, we're talking about hope.
We all know this feeling of having hope, but sometimes it can be tricky to describe, right? We have hope that we're gonna pass that test in school. We have hope that we're gonna be in a friend group that loves us and cares for us and wants to hang out with us. But on the other side of that, there's a hope that, man, like I'm hoping in this thing, but what if I get let down? What if my hope in this thing just crushes me in the end because my expectations were so high and they weren't met? I mean, we have this hope, and during Christmas time, hope is a big word that we hear so many times. But why is it there, and what does it really mean to us?
Yo, what if we went and rented a Tesla right now? In a red Tesla?
I have hope that Tesla will let us test drive their vehicle. The Christmas cup
So good.
makes me literally tear up. I'm
It's getting emotional.
I love Christmas so much.
So I usually just drink straight black coffee. When Christmas time hits,
All the flavors.
I'm
All the flavors.
Froofy drinks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all about it.
Oh yeah.
So in the Old Testament, there's this guy named Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a prophet. We're going to look at the book of the Bible that he wrote today. And Jeremiah is the prophet to the southern kingdom, Judah. So at one point you had Israel and it was all together, but then they had turmoil and the country split. And you have the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. Jeremiah was a prophet to the southern country, Judah. And prophets a lot of times would be people that would do one of two things. They would either show up and say, hey, you guys need to get it together. Like what you're doing is not really working out too well. God's not super happy with you. You need to get it together. Or they would come and say, hey, hang in there. There's still hope. Don't give up yet. God is still with you. And so Jeremiah comes in and he writes this. It's in Jeremiah 33, 14 through 16. It says, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will fulfill the good promise I made to the people of Israel and Judah. In those days and at that time, I will make a righteous branch sprout from David's line. He will do what is just and right in the land. In those days, Judah will be saved and Jerusalem will live in safety. This is the name by which it will be called, the Lord, our righteous Savior. So Jeremiah is talking to the southern kingdom of Judah, and at this point, tons of people had been taken into captivity in Babylon. So even the people that were in Judah, a ton of them are in Babylon right now. The country is kind of falling apart. Jerusalem has fallen, their capital city, where the temple of the Lord was. And so Jeremiah talks to the people that are still in Judah, and he's telling them that there will be a righteous branch that will sprout from David's line. He's talking about Jesus, right? And when he refers to David, he's talking about David the king, who was king whenever Israel was still one country. So he's bringing this idea together that you will actually be one country again. There's someone coming who's going to bring everything back to the way you think it should be. At this time, there were also other prophets who were false prophets who were telling the people that were in captivity, hey, really soon God's going to deliver you. Everything's going to be okay. Don't give up hope because it's going to be easy. God's going to overthrow Babylon. But Jeremiah, on the other hand, who was God's true prophet, who was actually speaking for the Lord, told them, hey, you better get comfy. You're going to be in exile for a while, but still do not lose hope because God has not forgotten you. Even in the middle of your struggles, even in the middle of your exile, God is with you. So these false prophets have a message that honestly would be easier to receive. Like, it sounds better. Like, we're going to get out of here really soon. It's going to be awesome. But for some reason, people accepted Jeremiah's message. They put their hope in Jeremiah's message that was actually worst case scenario for them. They would stay in exile for a while. Why? Why did they put their hope in Jeremiah's message instead of these other messages? I think it's because they knew that Jeremiah's message was from the Lord. Why can we find hope? It's not just wishful thinking. It's not just hoping for the best. And we throw that word around a lot, and it's like a Disney fairy tale, like a wish upon a star. Maybe it'll happen. But no, we can actually have hope because we are putting our hope in who is telling us what he's telling us. So if it's our hope in a boyfriend or a girlfriend, then it's going to fall short. It's wishful thinking that that's always going to be perfect and that's always going to work out. But if the Lord tells us something, we can put our hope in that and we can count on that because of who is telling us. That's where we find our hope, not because of what is being said, but because of who is saying it. And so as we look at the Christmas season we're walking into, we have hope because, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, I mean, y'all know the Christmas story, but we have hope because God came through and did what he said that he would do. He sent a savior. And these people in the Old Testament could have hope in God because hope in his promise because they knew who was saying it. We can have hope in Jesus, and that one day we're going to be in heaven forever, that he's going to work in our lives today because we have hope not in just what is being said and wishful thinking, but because of who we're putting our hope in.
All right, guys, so the bottom line for today is this. Where there is no hope, we have to bring it. Yeah. All right? Our hope isn't in a situation or a circumstance. Our hope is in a person. All right? And that person transcends all of our circumstances or situations. All right? Example, if you hope that, man, one day world hunger will end, okay, we'll find someone that's hungry and bring them food, okay? It's our job, because we believe in a person that is hope, that transcends everything, we can bring that hope into every single situation, okay? So where there is no hope, bring it. Let's do it.